What if I told you guys that having more than one business is actually going to keep you poor? So when you're first starting out as an entrepreneur, you want to do everything, right? We all want to make money, which is why we get into the business. So you see every single type of opportunity and you're thinking like, oh, I can do that. I can do that. Like, oh, what if I do all 5 of these businesses? Like I can make money on all of them, right? What if I'm able to make $500 on each one, right? We all tend to go through the same thing. And that's simply because we think it's more opportunity, right? Opportunity is obviously very important, which is what helps us get what we need, right? But when it comes to business, it's actually the complete opposite, right? Opportunity is great, of course, 100%. But at the same time, you cannot focus on all the opportunities all at once. It's just not gonna work. When I first started on, I did that mistake for so many years. Like it was so hard to cut that out. I feel like I must have been doing that for maybe the first 5 years of entrepreneurship, where I was trying to handle multiple businesses at once, thinking the exact same thing. I thought that I was gonna make so much more money, I'll be able to do all of them. But the truth is, when you're starting out, you don't really know what you're doing. Like there is so many things within a business that it is just impossible when you're starting out on your own to be able to do every single department and every single key thing that will help you catapult within your business, within that department for every single business, right? Think about it, if you're trying to learn accounting, IT, HR, operations, systems, email marketing, right? There's many levels within marketing. Let's say email marketing, affiliates, running Facebook ads, right? Like I can go on and on and on. There is a ton of different things just within one department, which is marketing. Now imagine doing that for all 5 businesses. On top of that, every single business is complicated in its own way. I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but in order for you to become an expert in any field, and I'm literally talking about any field, you need to spend an average of 10,000 hours within that field to become an expert. Now, there is no way that you'll be able to become an expert in 5 fields at the same time, right? Is it possible? Maybe, but how long is it really gonna take you? It's probably gonna take you years, right? Would you rather spend 10 years trying to become really good at 5 different businesses and excel at them, or make one that's so good that you're almost undeniable? So one of the first reasons why you should definitely be focusing on one business is it helps eliminate distractions. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard this term called the shiny object syndrome. Trust me, we all go through it. I experienced that so many times, and simply all it is that you hear your friends talk about a new business opportunity, or you hear Instagram talking about a new opportunity. Maybe an entrepreneur influencer that you're following talks about this new thing that they're doing, the next big thing, right? Let's talk about crypto, right? In 2022 and even especially in 2021, crypto was super hyped out, right? Obviously, it was in a bull run. Everybody was attracted to it. Everybody had the attention. Everybody's attention was gravitating towards that. But at the same time, in 2021, trading became a huge thing, right? I'm sure you guys all heard about AMC stock, GME stock. These stocks were flying through the roof when they shouldn't have in the first place, right? Because they just weren't valued that high. But why was it happening? There were so many people trying to trade and make a quick buck. They literally stopped doing what they were focusing on, or whatever their interests were, whatever they actually had going for themselves, and went into trading. Then they went into crypto, and now maybe even went into Forex, right? People just keep jumping onto the next thing and the next thing. But if you realize, like, you're jumping onto the next big thing, but you never really actually maximized and got really good at the prior thing, right? So you're getting distracted by focusing on the next big thing, when in reality, you should be sticking to the original, the one you've already put in more time into it, and the one you actually might get really good at. Majority of people will be far more successful within anything the longer and more hours they put into the exact same thing. When you put that same type of work ethic and that same type of laser focus on one business, you will get the exact same results, right? Because again, you're not putting enough reps into the original thing to get really good at it. So if you just stop and don't get caught up in the shiny object syndrome and just focus on the thing that you probably suck at, you'll actually get good eventually, right? That's just the way things work. And that's part of the reason why people get attracted to that. It's not just because it sounds pretty that you're gonna make money, it's because low key, you probably feel like you're not that good at what you're doing. But the problem is you just haven't put enough minutes into it. You haven't put enough hours into it, enough days into it. But believe me, if you just stick to it and focus on it and distract everything, you will get really, really good. The next reason why you want to focus on just one business is because you actually have a way better chance of having a successful business. Now, what does that really mean? So if we go back to the beginning of the video, I'm talking about all the different departments within the business. When you're starting out, you don't know any of that. I didn't know any of that, right? So you think you might know a little bit of accounting, you think you might know a little bit about marketing, you think you might know a little bit about sales, operations, but are you really that good, right? There are so many small things within every single department that you can always be learning something. Like literally to this day, 3 years into this main business that I'm running, I am still learning something new. I'm still learning something new about operations, about sales, about marketing, about IT, about HR, about leadership. Till this day, I'm putting in all this time and energy into all these different departments. Am I perfecting them? Absolutely not, right? I got people and I have experts, employees, partners that are a lot better than me in each of those single departments, but within that, I'm still learning, right? There's always something new within that. And even within that, that's a perfect example. Like I focus primarily on operations, right? I focus a lot on the finance side. I focus also on marketing. I don't really focus on sales though, but my main focus is operations. That's it, right? Could I get really good at marketing? Maybe, but to this day, even within operations, implementing systems, implementing a better process flow, that can always keep getting better. So me trying to focus on, say, marketing or trying to focus on sales is just gonna distract me. But if I continuously focus on that one thing while my partner focuses on the other thing, it's gonna end up benefiting the company more, right? Because if I can become an expert in just simply systems and a partner can become an expert just simply in marketing, overall, the company is gonna become better. The business is gonna be better. And the more money you can possibly make. It's just a simple fact. The next reason why you should be only focusing on one business is because you can actually outlast your competition. Now, what does that mean? Well, think about it. If you're focusing on 5 businesses and your competition is focusing just on one, who do you really think is gonna win, right? Most likely the person focusing on one business because all their attention is simply on one thing. Obviously, there's a lot of variable factors as if like, what if the person with the 5 businesses has a lot more capital, a lot more resources, a lot more manpower, but let's assume everything was constant. Let's assume everything was equal. If somebody's trying to run 5 businesses while somebody's trying to run one, there is just absolutely no way, or at least a 0.0001% chance that the person running 5 businesses will beat the person with one. Part of the reason why people try and do multiple businesses is because most of the time they don't even believe in them. They don't believe in their own business, right? It's getting a little difficult. They're getting a little discouraged. They start not believing it. They start telling themselves stories as to why the business is not gonna succeed, as to why they're not good enough. And obviously, we all do that. And when you start doing it, you're kind of not gonna wanna do that business, so you're gonna wanna try something new. So as the saying goes, sometimes better is less, and this is not further from the truth. If you truly wanna have a successful business, if you truly wanna get really good at one thing, I highly suggest you only focus on one business. I highly suggest you get really good at it. You hire the best people within every single department, get so undeniably good that there is no way that anybody can beat you. And I guarantee there is just no way that you will lose. Thank you guys again for tuning into my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, click the link below so you can partner with us and learn how to create passive income with us.